The DEC is receiving bomb threats over Peanut the squirrel. I'm not making this up. You know the squirrel that just got euthanized? Hold on. Oh, with Fred the raccoon too, because people love putting those pictures of Fred the raccoon. He's like, they got me too. And they're all AI generated pictures. They both got it. And now people are sending around, I believe it was like 10 bomb threats to the DEC, and it's getting ridiculous. Now, here's the thing. I keep laughing at the pictures with these AI-generated images of Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon hugging each other. They got like little halos and little angel wings, and his birds flying around their head, and like an angel in the background playing a harp. It's like, what is so ridiculous? Like, guys, are we really simping for a squirrel that hard that you guys are sending in anonymous bomb threats to the DEC? That's insane. That's so radical. But that's how some of you guys are. And I hope the guys who are doing this, as crazy and as funny it is, because it is so crazy that it's funny, I hope you guys do get held accountable. I hope you do get arrested. That's insane. That is insane. But here's the thing. I'm going to give a very controversial opinion. It's going to be very controversial, but I have facts to back it up. And you guys aren't going to like this. But this needs to be said because everybody out here is simping for this squirrel. I gotta preface this take with this. I do not agree with what the DEC did. I think what the DEC did was sloppy. I believe it was dumb. I believe it was a misuse of resources. And I believe it was overall unnecessary. Okay, that's what I believe in. But at the same point in time, you should not go outside and pick up wildlife and harbor them as your own personal domesticated pets. You should not do that. It is illegal in New York to own a squirrel. How do I know this? Because I live in New York. You're not allowed to own them. Now I'm going to tell you why it's not a good idea to go outside and harbor wildlife as domesticated pets. Because this happened in New York where bird flu was going around. What is bird flu? A very, very lethal flu. Now, how lethal is it? So the normal flu is around 1% lethality. Bird flu is around 50% and above. Look it up. The mortality rate once you contract bird flu is 50% and above that you will pass away. Okay? That is a heads or tails. You lose your life. And it's actually higher in the favor that you do. Okay? Depending on some of the stats, it can be 54 to 56% that you lose your life. Why was this going around? Because people were going around picking up wild birds, taking pictures of them on their fingers and kissing them on their beak. And taking them, look at the birds, oh look at the birds, 3 little birds playing all their songs. You're stupid. It's a wild animal. You don't know what these animals do. You don't know. Okay? It's not like a dog where you let your dog outside and you supervise your dog and your dog has its vaccines and it's all up to date with all its shots. These are animals. You understand that all these animals live short and brutal lives that are full of disease and parasites? That is the life of a wild animal. Why do you think when you capture an animal or when certain like zoos have animals, these animals live up to like 50 to 60 years, but in wildlife they only live 10 years. 20 years max they live. But when you have them captured in an enclosure, they live 50, 60, 70 to 80 years. Because they're not getting all these parasites. They're not attacking each other, fighting each other. They're not exposed to these viruses. They have vaccines and all these things to prevent such a thing. So when you're going out there and you're picking up wildlife, you don't know what it's harboring. You don't know. Leave these wild animals alone, especially if it's illegal. And if you're going to go pick up an animal and say, hey, I want to take this home, make sure you look into the laws to see if you can actually own that animal. Okay? That should be the first thing you do. Because now you're just picking up a squirrel. And yes, it is illegal to own a squirrel in New York. And some dumbass, you're just being a buzzkill. Well, say that to the people who caught bird flu, who aren't here anymore. Say that to them. Oh, yeah, look at all the buzzkills, guys. Stop picking up wild birds. I'm being a buzzkill. Up until you get a heads or tails that you actually die. Then we'll see how much of a buzzkill I am. Because that actually happened. And bird flu keeps making its seasonal rounds. You're stupid. It's not about being a buzzkill. It's about following the fucking law. Because you don't get to choose what laws you want to follow. There's a reason certain laws are in place. They don't just, hey guys, I'm just coming up with the law. They don't just make up laws for no fucking reason. And you don't get to pick and choose what laws you want to follow. There's certain laws in place for a reason. So you don't get sick and so you don't get everybody else sick. Because you want to pick up, oh, we found an injured raccoon in the middle of the woods. Oh, yeah. Not only is it a raccoon, but it's an injured raccoon. Yes. Jackpot. Da-doing, 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 da-doing. You fucking stupid. What is going on? It's not just any raccoon, it's an injured one. Let me take it home. Holy shit, talk about natural selection. And so many people defend that shit. You kidding me? You nuts? If it's an injured raccoon, leave it alone. That's it, survival of the fittest. This is wildlife. This is wildlife. This is the wilderness. Unfortunately, leave it alone. That's it. It's a wrap. Raccoons live 2 to 3 to 4 years max out in the wildlife. They're not meant to live long because they are brutal creatures. They fight each other all the time. That's what these animals do. They're vicious. They're very small, but they're going to fight. You don't get to pick and choose what laws you want to follow, people. And if you do break the law, try not to get caught. But you want to break the law and then record yourself, make an entire platform, and then you wonder why you got caught. Okay, if you break the law, you got to be ready to face the consequences of the law that you have broken. That's another thing. You broke the law. Whether you did it willingly or, knowingly or unknowingly, you broke it. So you have to be ready to face the consequences of the law that you have broken. And unfortunately, I do not agree with what the DEC did. But I don't agree with people going outside just picking up wildlife. That's not smart. That's why there's breeders. That's why people have dog breeders and cat breeders. That's why those things exist, to take out the idea of just going outside and snatching up animals. If you want to feed a wild animal and just, hey, here's some bread or here's a little can of tuna, fine. But you don't pick up the animal. This stupid. Like, you're kidding me. Like, you just can't be this dumb. And there's people defending that because you're so fucking naive. Let's just pick up all animals. Fuck it. Just go around and just pick up all the animals. Just put them all in the house. Yeah. Who cares what parasite or what disease it can have? Who cares? I'm such a buzzkill. It's dumb, yo. It's so stupid. Again, okay, so guys, we don't need to follow the law. Why follow the law? Laws are there, just choose which ones you want to follow, people. That's the message of this video, yep. Laws are there as a recommendation. We recommend. That's what the laws are for. They're recommendations. That's what they are. And licenses, who needs a license for certain things? Guys, hey, we should all just get in cars. Hell, why do we need licenses? Let an 8-year-old drive a car. Let him get into your Honda Civic. Let the 8-year-old drive, because we don't need licenses. Hell, and oh my gosh, you didn't get a background check? Just give him a gun. What do you need a license? What do you need a gun license for? Pshaw. What do you need a driver's license for? You need a pilot's license? No, you don't, guys. We don't need licenses for anything. And we don't need to follow any laws whatsoever. Again, laws are there for a reason. They don't just appear. Just like prostitution is illegal, it's not illegal because the government wants to crack down on your fun. Because that's how disease gets around. Because a lot of you are disgusting. You're going to be smashing these nasty ass hookies out there and spreading whatever disease you got and bang, 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 spreading it to everybody else. And I know how a lot of people are. A lot of people aren't the type to get tested or get this or get that. A lot of you people be like, you're like the type of people in the zombie invasion to get bit and then hide the bite. A bit? No, I just scratched my arm. Oh, it was a really bad scratch. And then spread it to everybody. That's how a lot of people are. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's what it is. And you're going to have these people simping over the squirrel. And you're just, again, it's so stupid. Guys, if the state says you can't have the animal, don't waste your time getting it. Don't build a connection with the animal. No, nothing. And it is unfortunate because they had this animal for many, many years. They did. It was like a piece of their family, and I'm not going to debate that. They probably had a lot of love for that squirrel. This man woke up every single morning and ate with that squirrel every morning. Okay? He fed that squirrel. Well, that squirrel's not supposed to live more than 2 to 3 years in the wilderness. That squirrel got to live with this man for 6, 7, and 8 years. He probably loved that squirrel like a child, man. He loved it like his own son. Love that squirrel. See the squirrel crawling all over him, eating food, and he wakes up every morning. The squirrel's getting chunky. That squirrel was well fed. I'm not going to question the devotion. I'm not going to question the love. I'm not going to question the loyalty. But at the end of the day, as much as a lot of you guys love animals, trust me, I love animals too. I wanted to get a pet alligator so I can duct tape it to a stick and poke people with this shit and it bites you from a distance. That's what I wanted to do, but I can't own an alligator in New York. I can't. Unfortunately. That's what you have to understand, people. Look up the laws of what animals you're allowed to have before you go out getting any of them. Okay, that's for one. And for two, don't pick up animals from the wilderness. Get them from like an official breeder or something along those lines. And there's going to be some dumbass in the comments. What if someone kicked down your door and took your dog or took your animal? Well, they would never. Want to know why? Because my dog has papers. My dog is all up, caught with the vaccines. And I made sure that my dog follows New York State's laws. I don't choose to follow what New York State tells me. I don't choose. I'm not going to follow that. No, I just do it. So I could avoid a situation like that. Okay? Now again, I don't agree with the DEC spending all this money, resources, and time to kick down the door and go through and break open everything and have them sit outside looking for 4 or 5 hours just to find a squirrel and a raccoon. Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's a waste of time, waste of resources. It's stupid. Okay? Very stupid. It's cringe. But shouldn't have picked up that squirrel and harbored it for all those years in the first place. Shouldn't have. In my opinion, what the DEC should have done, this is what I would have done, me personally. If I was there and I was part of the DEC, I would have knocked on the door with 2 cages and said, hey, we know that you got those animals in there. You're not allowed to have them. You've had them for a while already. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to put these animals in these cages. You're going to give them to us. We'll vaccinate them if they are not already vaccinated and give them back. And if there's licensing that he can get to own these squirrels, which I doubt, the squirrel and the raccoon, I doubt it because you're not allowed to have those animals anyway, then receive the squirrels back or receive the squirrel and raccoon back. Otherwise, let them back out into the wilderness. Okay? Let them back out into the wilderness. But from what I heard, one of these guys got bit during this process of trying to get these animals and wrangle them up, which obviously, you know, you're breaking into someone's house. The squirrel lives there, so of course it's going to be going crazy. Whoa, who are these people? They're in my house. They're tearing everything apart, so you're going to get bit. And now, that's it. They have to crack open their heads and just check them. Unfortunate scenario all around, okay? It was a disaster waiting to happen. The second you got those animals, it was a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, and it sucks. Now, do I think they're apparently suing, from what I've seen. Do I think they're going to win the lawsuit? No. I don't think they're going to win the lawsuit. If they do, then yo, it's good for them. Because I do think they should get reimbursed in some way. I mean, again, these people had these animals for such a long time, especially the squirrel for 6-7 years. But the reason why I don't think they're going to win the lawsuit whatsoever is because at the end of the day, you know what they're going to do? That's a beautiful story. You found the squirrel. It's a piece of your family. That's a beautiful story. You had breakfast with them every morning. That's a beautiful story. You took them out on walks. That's a beautiful story. New York says you can't have them. Sorry. Bang. That's what they're going to do. You're going to tell your beautiful story on how they took away your animals and da-da-da-da-da. New York says you can't have them. Bang. That's it. And if he had some sort of special licensing that had him, that allowed him to have these, which I'm not aware of, then that would be insane. That would make the story even more insane. But as far as I'm concerned, in New York State, you cannot have a squirrel at all. And again, people, stop letting people fool you. Like, again, some of these animals can be sick and infectious. You don't know until you know. As someone who's lived in New York, and when bird flu was going around, that shit was getting scary. Okay, it was getting really scary. Really scary. Well, why didn't it go around that much? Because most people who get it don't survive to spread it. Yeah, that's a fucking disease, huh? That's quite the sickness. You don't live long enough to spread it. Anyway, I'm your boy, Cold Raven. Y'all let me know in the conversation down below, or the comment section down below. about what you think. Have a conversation about it. Tell me, what points do you agree with me? What points do you disagree with? Do you agree with everything I said? Do you disagree with everything I said? Do you agree with some of it or none of it? Let me know. That's what the comment section is below is for. I'm your boy Cole Raven. For the owners, I'm not going to give you any thumbs down. I think that, in fact, they were just ignorant to the law. I don't think these people knew that they couldn't have a squirrel. And unfortunately, I mean, that's so hard to say, right? Because apparently these guys are like these wildlife activists, so it's really hard for me to, believe that. I feel bad for them, man. I feel bad for them. For the family, I give them one thumb up. Just one thumb up. One thumb up for the DEC. Oh, 2 thumbs down. What a shitty operation. Thumb. Peace.